Hi, and welcome to the Blueshirts Corner. So the Rangers are going to be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. So before I break down this lineup, I thought I'd give everybody a little bit of an update exactly what's going on with this team, as Jason Megna has been sent back down to the Hartford Wolfpack after a 5-game stint. And it looks like Daniel Paille is going to be making his Rangers debut tonight, as Chris Kreider is going to be out with neck spasms, as he missed yesterday's practice due to neck spasms. So it looks like Daniel Paille has gotten the nod. He's on the fourth line with Tanner Glass and Dominic Moore. I'm hoping that fourth line really brings something to this game. It looks like Oscar Lindberg, Kevin Hayes, and Victor Stahlberg are back together, as our second line is JT Miller filling in for Chris Kreider, as he's playing with Derek Stepan and Jasper Fast. And our first line is Rick Nash with Derek Brassard and Matt Zuccarello. So the first line, it looks solid. I mean, that line's back together. JT Miller being on the second line with Derek Stepan, then Jasper Fast is on right wing. I kind of like that second line. If Chris Kreider would have been in this lineup, I'm pretty sure that he would have been on the left side, as JT Miller would have been on the right wing. And I feel like that second line, it's been solid. I'll be honest, like they came up huge versus the Vancouver Canucks. And now our third line, having Kevin Hayes back with Oscar Lindberg, he's playing with Victor Stahlberg. I feel like that third line is really, it's like a sleeper in a sense. I mean, Kevin Hayes is a big center to have there on a third line. And then Victor Stahlberg's aggression, and then Oscar Lindberg, I feel like this is really going to get him going. I mean, the guy was on a roll early in the season, and I felt like he cooled down a little bit, but I really feel like that third line could really bring a lot to the table. So now as for that fourth line, I'm hoping that having Tanner Glass and Daniel Paille with Dominic Moore is going to be a solid fourth line. I don't see how it can't be. I mean, those are three veterans in a sense. Like, let me break down the defense, as we got Darren Girardi continuously. He's on the top pairing with Ryan McDonough. I don't know how Alain Vigneault doesn't see the need to put a guy like Kevin Klein with Ryan McDonough for a first pairing. And as our second pairing is Mark Stahl with Dan Boyle. I don't know when enough's going to be enough with that second pairing, but I mean, Keith Yandel being on the third pairing with Kevin Klein, I feel like that should be our first pairing if you're going to have Dan Girardi sitting next to Ryan McDonough. I really feel like Dylan McIlrath should be playing with Keith Yandel for a second pairing. I feel like Kevin Klein and Ryan McDonough would be a solid first pairing. And then Mark Stahl and Dan Boyle could be our third pairing. Henrik Lundqvist is in net, as Chris Kreider is out with the neck spasms, and Dylan McIlrath is watching from afar, as he's a healthy scratch, and he's sitting in the press box. I don't understand how Dylan McIlrath could just sit there patiently. Are you kidding me? I mean, Dylan McIlrath should not be sitting in the press box. Not the way that Dan Girardi has played this season. There's no reason why Dan Girardi shouldn't be the guy in and out of the lineup over Dylan McIlrath. Apparently, I feel like Alain Vigneault just does not trust Dylan McIlrath. It feels like Dylan McIlrath has just had so little time to play this season that it's almost horrendous. I feel like we could have opened up so much cap room by just letting Dan Boyle walk away or trading him for pucks. I really feel like our cap, we're at the cap ceiling where we have no room to fit anybody. If we're going to make a trade, we're going to have to give up big guys, like somebody like Rick Nash, who's got a really cap heavy contract, or moving Mark Stahl or Dan Girardi or Dan Boyle, because all three of those guys have epic contracts for defensemen that have not stepped up their game this season. I feel like I'm waiting on these guys to start playing in playoff mode. I mean, the Rangers usually by this time of year, they're in playoff mode. And I'm still waiting. I'm seeking to see something out of this lineup. To be honest, something out of the defense, because our forwards, I feel like they've been solid. I mean, a guy like JT Miller has been carrying this team. Of course, Matt Zuccarello was Matt Zuccarello. Brassard has been epic this year. And of course, Rick Nash has not been living up to his contract this season. What else is new? Derek Stepan, he got a big contract over the offseason. I'm looking for him to really step his game up. I feel like the broken ribs made him take a big step back. I'm just waiting to see this team just make the playoffs, because I feel like once we make the playoffs, we're going to be a good enough chance than anybody else, as the whole league seems to just be just right at that same point as everybody is fighting for a playoff spot besides the Washington Capitals that are just sitting above the league. They could lose every game to end the season and still make the playoffs. Like, they have won enough games now that they don't have to worry about. Like, I'm surprised they haven't clinched the playoff spot. It's just kind of funny in a sense, but you know what? I just really hope that we come back refreshed after the All-Star break. Just looking forward to us coming up big in this game and these next 3 games. We could just get past these. These are supposed to be easy wins. These are teams that we should be putting away, no problem. Anyway, I'm going to keep everybody posted. Just remember, let's go Rangers.